My name is Rahiem Shabazz, and I'm sitting here with Press X, and I am an award-winning journalist as well as a filmmaker. I started out in this industry very early as a hip-hop journalist. I went on to do documentary filmmakers. When I was a hip-hop journalist, I've written for virtually every urban-driven publication. That would be Source, Vibe, XXL, Urban Enterprise, and the list goes on and on. I started doing music videos, I started doing commercials. I did a short film called The Sun Will Rise that was very well received. I won an internship, actually it was an apprenticeship, to work on Tyler Perry's studio set. From there, I got hired by the company. I worked on 4 films with the Tyler Perry studio, and then I ventured off and went to do documentary filmmaking. First documentary I did was Elementary Genocide, School to Prison Pipeline. The second documentary I did was Elementary Genocide 2, the Board of Education versus the Board of Incarceration. Those 2 documentaries are award-winning documentaries. I have won over 10 awards for them. I am now in the process of releasing Elementary Genocide 3, and that one is called Academic Holocaust. The way I balance my creativity with my administration of running the company is by having a competent and successful team of individuals around me, because it's very hard when you try to be the creative force behind your project and also running administrative duties. So I have several people in position to handle a lot of administration stuff for me while I could, focus on the creative aspect. However, sometimes I do have to step in and make sure everything is running right, and pretty much the team is competent enough to take it from there. I got good quarterbacks. I got good runners, and we're going to the field goal on this one.
Beautiful.
My motivation for doing social justice documentary is knowing that I am bringing about a change. And then you have those that are politically aware and they know how to bring the message to the people. And I think with documentary filmmaking, what we're doing is we're bringing the message to the people. So that's the gratification that I get. The ups and downs of the administrative side and being an artist and trying to be artistic and creative is the heavy demand to meet payroll because freedom ain't free. And everybody on my team, has to be compensated. So being an artist and trying to deal with the administrative side is that it takes away from your creativity. You have to be able to harness your skill sets. You have to be in a conducive environment in order for your creative energy and your juices to flow. If an individual wants to get into documentary filmmaking, the first thing I will advise them to do is research. Research is key. Education is the great equalizer. And you don't have to go to a university to find out how to do documentary filmmaking or to do filmmaking in Pacific. I, at one point, used to go to a lot of schools to get interns. And one thing that I quickly learned is that they can tell you who the father of silent films is, but they can't tell you how to raise an f-stop. What's the aperture that we need to use in certain lighting conditions? What type of lighting we need to shoot if we're shooting outside? And little small aspects that a novice should know. Well, I'm not going to say a novice, but someone that's in the beginning stage of filmmaking should know. They couldn't tell me that, but they could tell me who the father of silent film is. We're not in silent film no more, so it's irrelevant. I don't know none of that. And I don't wish to know it, but guess what? I got about 15 awards up here, and I ain't never sit in a classroom. I sat in front of my computer, and I looked at my phone, and I asked other individuals. You know, I asked other individuals. I volunteered on individual sets. I sat down at the editing table. I watched people work their magic, and then, you know, I worked mine. And one thing, you know, starting out, you're not gonna be the best of the best by far. You know, you gonna like it, but a lot of people ain't. But what you have to do is you have to just enhance your skill. Everything that I did, I loved it. I thought it was the best thing in the world. You know, and now that I look back on it, I would be like, really? You know, I had to take some of that stuff off YouTube, man. I'm like, man, this got 40,000 views. This one got 120. Are you serious? But it was a learning process. You know, now, you know, I'm fluid with it. A lot of people is under the misconception that they need to move to Atlanta to become a filmmaker. It's not where you from, it's where you at. I hear that. Atlanta, New York, LA are the three biggest geographical locations for documentary filmmaking. You don't necessarily have to be in Atlanta to get your start. Eventually, what you're doing might lead you to Atlanta, but you can start wherever you at. You can start in a little small town in Idaho, or you can start in the back roads of Mississippi. If you got a camera, you got a sound, and you got $1,500 of computer circuitry, then start filming. Lights, cameras, and action. Make it happen. And then you could bring that film to Atlanta. You could bring that film to New York. You could bring that film to LA. So you don't necessarily have to be in Atlanta. This is Rahiem Shabazz, and I'm sitting here with Press X. Make sure you check me out on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and my handle is Rahiem Shabazz. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of this interview. It has been a monumental moment. I want to just tell everybody we have to be responsible for ourselves. When you look at the word responsibility, you see respond and ability. We have to respond to our ability. Some of us have the ability to fight. Some of us have the ability to organize, to mobilize, and to speak out on certain issues. I don't know what your responsibility is. You have to look within inside yourself and discover it. You have a God-given talent. Discover your talent. Your talent may be filmmaking. Whatever it is, whatever you do, fight for freedom, justice, and equality for all our people. Free the land, free them all, Black power. And that's when you